Off there now as the final touches have been put to this team, and we'll give you the teams in a minute. The Tullastrand team lining out as selected, and we'll give you that team. In goal, Pádraig McVan, the captain. Full back line, Leo Gahan, Pádraig Durcan, Noel Manley. Half back line, David Durcan, Brendan Welch, Anston Welch. In the centre of the field, Matt Welch, Eamon O'Hara. The centre, the half forward line, Thomas Normally, Fenton Kendi and John Lundy. And the full forward line, Anthony Brennan, Tony Carty and Jerry McGowan. The band on the far side, limbering up, and Theresa's band from Ballintoher. The subs for Tullastrand, Dennis Curran, Michael Gallagher, Declan May, Paddy Henry, Jerry London, John O'Hara, Francis O'Hara, Jerome Quinn, Aidan Gallagher, Enda Gallagher, John Egan, Eamon Welch, John Durcan, Anthony Collins, John Joe McLaughlin and Neil Egan. The manager is Neil Egan, assistant manager John Joe McLaughlin. And as the band come into the centre of the field now, referee is John Lee, ready to take charge of this game in the centre of the field. I just see the Shamrock Gales lads are limbering up here on the goals on our left, and the team is in goals James Kearns, and the full back line James Conlon, Glenn McDermott and Michael Conlon, who comes in as a sub for Pierce White for playing the half back line, and John Lyons and Brendan Mulhern. In the centre of the field we have Jerry Ballantyne and John White. The half forward line, Cormac Kearns, Mick Kenny, Tommy Dignan. And the full forward line, Duncan Ryan, Enda Dignan the captain and Ronan Ballantyne. So now we just get ready for the parade here. The subs for Shamrock Gales is Noel Willis, Pádraig McKeown, Sean Potter, Donald McDermott, Paul Corcoran, Neil Hogan, Michael Towie, Eugene Carroll, Michael Brennan, Neil McDermott, John Quinn and John McDermott. The manager is Vincent Henry, selectors Jimmy Scanlon, Eugene Carroll and Seamus Flynn. The Ballintoher National School Band ready here in front of us for the parade. Tullastrand team out there with their mentors. I see Paddy Henry coming towards us. There also is the manager, Neil Egan, complete with bag. Down the far side I see Michael Rochford, the chairman of the club, having consultations down there with Stephen Henry and Frank Gavigan and Michael Henry. Some of the subs coming back, and they're lining up now for the parade before the county championship final proper. Tullastrand looking for their fourth title. Shamrock Gales looking for their third title, having won this title in 90 and 92. Tullastrand won this title in 82, in 1978, and then we have to go back to 1957 to Tullastrand winning the county championship final. So the drum rolls. Seamus McCormick is the man in charge of the band out there. I see Seamus is sporting a bandage round his hand. He must have been. And away goes the Ballintoher band leading the two teams. Shamrock Gales led by Enda Dignan. Tullastrand led by Pádraig McVan. And the brilliant evening here. The sun shines down on Markovich Park. A very large crowd gathered in. The mentors over here for Shamrock Gales having their chats as well, and I see Vincent Henry, the manager there, John Lee, the referee, just handing the list there to the respective camps. I see Jimmy Scanlon in there, Ewan Farrell there, Seamus Flynn as well, the Shamrock Gales camp, and meanwhile on our right here, the injured John Egan, who unfortunately damaged his hand here in the semi-final against Tubber, and luckily John is all right and carrying the hand around, as you can see. Martin Brennan there also. I see Johnny Durkin here sitting down nice and quietly beside Paddy Henry, the man with number 19 in his back, the evergreen Paddy Henry, who played some great games for Sligo, and Jerry Lundy and Dennis Curran just throwing the ball around. The reserve goalie there, I think, is John Durkin, brother of Davis and Porrick, and everybody seems to be quite relaxed as we await the parade, which is going across the far side of the field here. Declan May, the man with Gordon's are sponsoring the kit here for Tulla Strand. Declan May, the man who was taught the ball and played in the semi-final, and being replaced today, I think, by David Durkin, who was injured for the semi-final, resumes his place for Tulla Strand. Don? Meanwhile here in the Shamrock Gales camp, the kit is sponsored by Tommy Mack's Pub in Riverstown, and I see Jerry Keeney there, one of the stalwarts of GAA in the Riverstown area, the Shamrock Gales area. John Quinn there also, and the subs just put back into their position as everybody is in readiness now for this senior final. The band in the centre of the field, referee and checking with linesmen, Michael Towie sending a ball in there to the Gales goalie there, James Kieran. James, a brother, I think, of Cormac Kieran. Two sets of brothers involved in this Gales team, and now we have our Ron Naveen. And our Ron Naveen has been played by the St. Teresa's band from Ballintoher, and they're now coming off the field. Referee in the centre of the field, John Lee, checking that everything is in readiness for this county final. The whistle, the ball is in and the game is on. First to break away, they're getting sent to is Eamon O'Hara. Then Matty Welch picks it up. He passes it back to Brendan Welch. Brendan Welch relieves the seed clearance there for Tulla Strand. Goes out to the far side of the field, punched on by Michael Connell. It is Michael Connell with the ball. Clears it out for Shamrock Gales out to the far side of the field. It's grabbed on the far side there by he's fouled. It's Porrick McHugh, I think it is. So he sent it on to Enda Dignan, and Jerry Ballantyne, or Enda Dignan it is, the captain. He is fouled and it's a free to Shamrock Gales. The free to be taken on the far side of the field there. Taking it left-footed. Cormac Kieran kicks it high and he kicks it wide. So no score so far in this county final between Shamrock Gales in the maroon and white and Tullastran in the usual green and yellow. Porrick McMahon, the captain of Tullastran, kicking out, getting his first touch of the ball. Porrick, good kick to the centre of the field. Up the Gophers, punched out, running onto it and getting onto it, number 15 there, Lauren Ballantyne for Shamrock Gales, quickly sent into Enda Dignan, inside, he kicks it high and he kicks it over the bar, a point for Shamrock Gales. Scored by Enda Dignan there, as the crowd still coming in here to Markovich Park. Sun shines down brilliantly as Porrick McFan comes out and places the ball for the kick out from the Tullastran goals. The score 1 point to Shamrock Gales, no score to Tullastran as yet. Porrick rubbing the dust off his toe there as he kicks this ball out now from Tullastran goals. High ball into the centre of the field. Up the go high for it, well held there by Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara gets it and he goes left, goes right, sends it down to the corner, down to John Lundy. John Lundy is swung around, he is fouled by number 4 there, and it's a free to Tullastran. And the man coming up to take this free is Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan, who has played in 2 county finals already for Tullastran, kicks this one high, goes out to the left, out comes the goalie James Kieran and clears it out for Shamrock Gales out to the far side of the field. Going very near the sideline out there, grabbed by Anthony Brennan. He is goes out over the Matt Welch it is. He goes out over the sideline, line ball to Shamrock Gales. The man to take this line ball out there is number 9, John White. John White takes a good high ball in, out to the right, it's coming out somehow, getting his boot to it there is Porrick Durkin and David Durkin. He sends it down to Anthony Brennan. The ball goes out nice, goes behind, backs and forwards, running back to lifted there is number 2 there, James Conlon. Conlon is swung around, he sends it down to Brendan Mulherden. Mulherden with the ball, he sends it back to James Conlon again, and Conlon a shortish one out to John White. John White, a long relieving clearance there for Shamrock Gales. It goes out to the right and it goes too much to the right and it's gone over the sideline, line ball to Tullastran. The man to take this line ball would be Matt Welch, I think, on the far side. High dropping ball coming down into the centre. Going back for it, gathered up there is Shamrock Gales man gets his boot to it and kicks it out over the end line. 45 for Tullastran. The score 1 point to Shamrock Gales as the ball comes out. Line ball is taken. It's Anthony Brown with the ball on the far side. He gets it back. He got out over the sideline, and it's a 45 this time to Tullastran. Linesman going out there to indicate to Tullastran where to take this 45 from. And the man taking will be Jerry McGowan, number 15 on his back. Jerry, the youngest member of the Tullastran team. Jerry steadying himself now for to take this 45. Jerry kicks it now. Good ball is going out to the left and it's well held inside by the number 6 there, John Lyons, and gets it out as far as and getting down towards Matthew Welch. He's gone out over the sideline and it's a line ball to Shamrock Gales. John White out there once again to take this line ball. Linesman indicating to John where to take it from. Good high ball into the centre. Well gathered, was punched out of his hands there. Getting it there is number 13 for Duncan Ryan. Duncan Ryan with the ball goes to the hand. He hops it. Duncan's still going. He still has the ball. He's swung around with Brendan Welch. He gets avoids the tackle. He sends it on to the number 11 there for Shamrock Heels, who kicks it out to the left and kicks it wide. The man was Michael Kenny. So the score remains 1 point to Shamrock Heels, no score to Tullastrand so far. Porrick McFadden placing the ball for the kick out once again from the Tullastrand goals. Tullastrand defending the Kieran's Hills goals, the goals on our left. Porrick kicks it out, high ball, up to go high, well punched on by Brendan Welch. The ball goes down as far as John Lyons. John Lyons, the centre half back, comes out and clears it. David Durkin is there, he gets it up and he's pushed on the back, certainly there, as he is bowled over, and it's a free to David and to Tullastrand. David takes it quickly down the wing, down to Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan along with Michael Conlon. Anthony still going, he still has the ball. He kicks it into the centre, into where Matt Welch is waiting for it. Matt sends it back to Anthony once again. Anthony hops the ball, he sends it into Matt, and Matt kicks it left footed, kicks it, and the goalie gets his hand to it and goes out over the end line, and it's a 45 to Tullastrand. Dangerous ball in there from Matt Welch. It didn't. The goalie wasn't sure, was it going for a point or going wide or going into the goal, so he got his hand to it and sent it out over the end line, and it's a 45. And again, this 45 will be taken by Jerry McGowan. Jerry walking back now, studying himself, hands on his hip there, kicking this one, good high ball, dropping it in, going out to the wide, to the right and wide. So the score remains 1 point to Shamrock Heels. No score to Tullastrand so far. James Kieran's having his first kick out from the Shamrock Heels goals, gets high into the centre, grabbed by John White. John White in turn is bowled over, and it's a free, or he touches the ball on the ground, and it's a free to Tullastrand. The man taking this free will be Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara drops it into the centre. Out comes Tony Carty. He gets his shot and it's blocked down. He gets out to the corner again, grabbed out there by the number 4 there for Shamrock Heels. It's gone out over the, and it's a free into Tullastrand. 45 once again. 45, the ball going off Gale's man there on the far side of the field, and Anthony Brennan, looks as if Anthony Brennan is the man to take this 45, number 13 on his back, Anthony. The veteran of this team, he drops it in to Tony Carter, the other veteran, number 14. Tony passes it back to Anthony. Anthony kicks it right-footed. He kicks it high. It's going across the goals. It's going very near the end line. It's gone out over the end line. And it's a kick, ball has gone wide, and it's a kick out to Shamrock Gales. So the score remains, Gales 1 point, Tullastrand no score so far. James Kieran's again with the kick out. Good ball into the centre of the field, up to go high for it, grabbed by John White. John White has shouldered off there a little bit. He sends it back to Noel McDermott, I think it is, breaking it down there is Enda Dignan, the full forward and captain. Enda is fouled, and it's a free into the Gales, quickly taken by Enda into the centre. Ball is grabbed there, and Austin Welch, the man who got to the ball there for Tullastrand, but a foul had been earlier committed, and it's a free in to Shamrock Gales and to Cormac Kieran's, number 10 on his back, Cormac. Free taker supreme for Shamrock Gales. Kicking this free, kicks it nicely, kicks it high, and he kicks it over the bar. Another point for the Gales, bringing their total now to 2 points to no score. Quite a large crowd gathered in here to Markovich Park this sunny Sunday afternoon for this County Senior Championship final. Porrick McFadden deciding to take a quick one there, but then changing his mind. So now Porrick walks back and takes the kick out from the Tullastrand goals once again. High ball once again into the centre of the field. Up to go high for it, broken down. Man gathering it there is John White again for the Gales. He sends it into the centre where Bernard Mulherron is, or Cormac Kieran is, who is fouled. He takes it quickly into the number 12 there, Tommy Dignan. Dignan kicks it high and he kicks it wide. So the score remains 2 points to Shamrock Gales. No score to Tullastrand so far. Shamrock Eels seeming to have the better of the exchanges in this for the early minutes of the first half. Approximately 10 minutes gone now in the first half as Pádraig McMahon kicks out once again from the Tualastrán goals. Up the go for it in the centre of the field, punched down by Eamon O'Hara, broken back to Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne gets it down to the centre, down to Cormac Kieran. Out comes Pádraig McMahon and clears it out to Austin Welch. Austin Welch on the far side sends it on to his number 4, Noel Manley. Noel Manley goes left, goes right. He gets his clearance up as far as John Lundy. John Lundy out there, but Jerry Ballantyne comes up and breaks it up for Gales. He sends it out to the far side of the field. Running out to it there is Enda Dignan and Pádraig Durcan. Enda Dignan with the ball, sends a low ball into the corner, grabbed by and he sends it over the bar. A well taken point there by Michael Kenny. I think it was the score there for the Gales. So that's bringing their total now to 3 points to no score for Tualastrán so far. Pádraig McMahon, the captain, placing the ball for the kick out once again. Kicking it now into the centre of the field, again out the far side, broken down, grabbed there by Noel Welch on the far side, getting it up into his hand somehow is Jerry McGowan. He's been hassled around, he gets it out, he sends it out to and waiting for it there is John White. John White gets it up to Cormac Kieran, I think it is, and Cormac Kieran's with the ball now. He sends a lowest ball into the centre up to Enda Dignan. Enda Dignan, the captain, sends it high and he sends it over the bar. Another point for Shamrock Eels and Enda Dignan, bringing their total now to 4 points. 4 points to Shamrock Eels. 2 of those scored by Enda Dignan and 2 scored by Cormac Kieran's. No score for Tualastrán so far. Pádraig McMahon with the kick out into the centre of the field. Up to go high. Eamon O'Hara grabs it out of the air there and he's hung around. He sends it back to Jerry McGowan, I think he sends it into the centre. Running onto it there is breaking it down, and James Conlon and Michael Conlon collide there a little bit for Shamrock Eels. It's a free to Tualastrán, I think it is. No, it's a free out to Shamrock Eels. John Lyons, the centre half back, takes his free out for the Gales. John kicking out, getting well under there, good high dropping ball up to go Highford, well broken down there by number 13, but Austin Welch got it up for Tualastrán and he sends it back, but waiting for it all in his low there is Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne down towards Enda Dignan. Austin Welch gets his hand to it, but getting his hand to it, foot to it there is Tommy Dignan. He sends it over the bar, so it's another point for Shamrock Eels, bringing their total now to 5 points. And no score for Tualastrán so far. Approximately 12 minutes gone now in the first half. So Shamrock Eels leading by the 5 points. Pádraig McMahon with the kick out. And well held there by John White, all on his own, going up high. Sends it on to Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne gets his foot to it there. Getting the Cormac Kieran's the man with the ball now for Shamrock Eels. A high dropping ball. It's dropping and it's over the bar. Another point for Gales, bringing their total now to 6 points. Certainly looking like the Gales forwards have their shooting boots on as they score 6 points. Quickly taken out by Pádraig, out as far as Noel Manley. Noel Manley with the ball. He is punched there by Enda Dignan. He is fouled and it's a free to Noel Manley and to Tualastrán. Noel taking himself, high dropping ball down towards Jerry McGowan. McGowan, ball knocked out of his hand. Gathering it into centre is Tony Carty. Tony Carty with the ball. He's swung around. He sends it back to Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara doesn't go onto it, but getting it there is Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy sends it on into the centre. Getting his foot there is Jerry McGowan. And running out to it now and clearing it out. James Kieran clears it out over the sideline. Line ball to Tualastrán. Gales leading by 6 points at this stage. 6 points to no score for Tualastrán so far in this County Senior Championship final. Line ball been taken on the far side of the field there, quickly taken. It's down to Tony Carty. Tony Carty sends it back to Matt Welch. Matt Welch kicks it left footed and James Kieran's as well and clears it out for gathers that ball and clears it out into the centre of the field. The ball going out. Eamon O'Hara's outside there for he is swung now around there and Jerry Ballantyne's the man who wins the tussle there. Eamon O'Hara is still with him. He drops the ball. Eamon gets it up to his hands somehow. He is John Lyons in the front of him. He sends it back to Tony Carty once again. Tony Carty with the ball, and Tony is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Tony deciding to leave the ball there for number 13, Anthony Brennan. Anthony, who has been the chief scorer and free taker supreme for Tullastrand, takes this one. He kicks it high. It's dropping in. It's coming out somehow, and Tony Howard gets it out. A shot to it. A low hard shot, and it hits the side netting, and it goes out wide. So the score remains 6 points to no score. Gales the leaders by the 6 points. Approximately 15 minutes gone now in this first half, as James Kieran's again kicks out from the Shamrock Gales goals. James taking off the cap there, he kicks it into the centre of the field. Up to go high for it, and grabbing it there on the ground is Jerry Ballantyne. He has been ruffled around by a little bit there. Cormac Kieran's is inside. He is holds on to it too long, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Matt Welch, the man to take this free, drops it into the centre. And James Kieran once again comes out and safely gathers it there for Shamrock Gales and relieves the pressure there for the Gales. Free out to James Kieran's. Shortish ball this time from James, up to go for it, and Jerry Ballantyne's the man who gets to it, and it's a free to the Gales. Conor Kieran's sends it down quickly down to this side of the field. Running onto it there is Donald Ballantyne, I think it is. Along with him is the number 4 there, Noel Manley. Noel Manley, the ball is very near the end line, coming out to save it as Pádraig McFadden has gone out over the end line, and it's wide. The umpire there indicating it's a wide ball, so the score remains 6 points to 0. Gales the leaders by the 6 points. Pádraig McFadden prepares to kick out once again. Kicking it out now, Pádraig. Good high ball. This side of the field this time. Eamon O'Hara goes high for it, and it comes down to Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan along relieving clearance, and the man waiting for it there in the centre of the field is Cormac Kieran, I think it is. Gets it up into number 12 with it there is Tommy Dignan. Tommy Dignan goes across the goals. It's going out. It's gone out over the end line, and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to Shamrock Gales. Pádraig McFadden quickly takes out the kick out as far as Noel Manley in the far side. Noel punches it on to Austin Welch. Austin Welch goes high and grabs it out of the air there. He sends it down towards, but it's well held up there by the number 4 there for Shamrock Gales. Michael Conlon ended Dignan with the ball now with the captain. He's hung around by Brendan Welch, and then still has the ball. He sends it back to Michael Conlon, or John White it is. John White is fouled there, and Eamon O'Hara comes up and breaks up the intended pass. Eamon going toe to hand now down the far side of the field. Eamon is still going. He has been followed now by the number 11 there, Michael Kenny. Eamon gets the ball back. He loses it. He still has the ball. It's knocked out of his hand once again, and Anthony Brennan is the man there with the ball, and Eamon is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand, and it takes it quickly down to Anthony Brennan, into John Lundy, or Fenton Kendi. Fenton Kendi with the ball. He is knocked off of there, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Free to Tullastrand. Anthony Brennan, the man to take this free, placing the ball. Anthony kicking this free now. He kicks it right footed, he kicks it high, and he kicks it over the bar. The first point of the game for Tullastrand, point to Anthony Brennan. So the score now is Gales 6 points and Tullastrand 1 point. Certainly Anthony, being a member of the county championship winning team in 78 and 82, as James Kieran kicks out to the centre of the field, up to go high first, broken down by Fenton Kendi. Tommy normally with the ball, and he is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Fenton Kendi, the man who takes this free, the red-haired Fenton. who has played full back for the county team, takes this free, sends it out to the left, and all on his own up goes John Lyons, I think it is. He's knocked out Glenn McDermott. Is there, stalemate inside as the ball comes out somewhere. Referee John Lee indicating there that it's allows the play goes on, and the ball goes out over the end line, and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to 1. Gales the leaders by 5 points. 20 minutes gone now in the first half. James Kieran's placing the ball for the kick out once again. The Gales, of course, looking to win their third championship, having won in 90 and 92, as James Kieran kicks out to the centre of the field. Up to go high for it. Eamon O'Hara breaks it down. But the man who gets it is John White for the Gales. He sends it on to his fellow midfield, Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne sends it into the centre, into Tommy Dignan. Dignan with the ball, number 12. He hops the ball. He sends it across to Bernard Mulherden, the number 5. Along with him is Brendan Welch. He is knocked off of somebody. And Pádraig McVan, who's out and safely gathers. He tore the hands a little bit as he sends it out to this side of the field. Running onto it there and gathering is Eamon O'Hara, along with Jerry Ballantyne. Eamon left-footed, a long relieving clearance for Tullastrand down towards the centre there, and grabbed by the number 11 there, Michael Kenny. Kenny, a long dropping ball out, and Leo Gahan fields it very well there in the centre of the field. He clears it out for Tullastrand, down into the centre of the field, gathered there by the number 11, Michael Kenny again. Kenny along with Fenton Kenny. Kenny gets his clearance in. Well held by Leo Gahan once again, who was swung around by Glenn McDermott. Ballantyne is on to John White. John White has the ball now back to his centre half back, John Lyons. Lyons off the far side of the field. Running onto it there is Michael Conlon. Conlon has a high dropping ball. It goes out very near the end line, gone over the end line, and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to Shamrock Gales, 1 point to Tullastrand. Plenty of support for both teams here. Quite a large crowd gathered into Markovich Park, and certainly the elements obliging as Pádraig McVan kicks out once again. Out to the far side, into the centre of the field, up to go high for it. Grabbed by Jerry Ballantyne. He sends it out to Tommy Dignan. Dignan going toe to hand. He's very fast. He punches it into the centre, into Dignan. And Pádraig McVan comes out and clears it out for Tullastrand. A very opportunistic save there for Pádraig as he sends it down to Tommy normally. Fenton Kenny. Fenton Kenny pass goes straight into Gales man. And Leo Gahan comes out and judges it very well and gets his relieves pressure for Tullastrand. The ball comes down to John White. John White on to John Lyons. Lyons, the centre half back on the far side. He sends a high dropping ball out to the far side, gathered by Tommy Dignan. He sends it into, and Fenton Kenny is the man who gathers up for Tullastrand. He sends it down into the centre, down towards Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan gathers the ball in front of James Conlon. Running onto it here is Tommy normally again on the far side. He gets it up into his hand. He punches it across into the centre towards Tony Carty. Tony Carty sends it out to Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan wasn't quite expecting it there. He still has the ball. James Conlon is with him. He tests the texture of the Anthony's jersey there. Anthony is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Anthony takes this one quickly into the centre, into Tony Carty. Tony kicks it left-footed, and he kicks it wide. So the score remains 6 points to 1. Tony Carty, again, a veteran of this Tullastrand team, having played in the 78 and 82 finals as well. James Kieran's with the kick out to the far side of the field. Punched down and gathered by John White. He sends it across to our John White is the man who gets the ball there and sends it out to Brendan Mulherden. Mulherden going the number 5, going very fast here along the sideline, sends it into the centre, and the ball is out, gathered outside. And free there, and Pádraig Durcan got to that ball before Enda Dignan, and a free out to Tullastrand. Pádraig McVan placing the ball again for the kick out. Into the centre again, up the gopher, broken down, running onto this there, Fenton Kenny. Fenton Kenny gathers the ball. He is challenged there. Fenton gets a low ball down towards Jerry McGowan, but the man coming out of the ball is Michael Conlon. He clears it out for the Gales, down as far, and again Pádraig Durcan goes high and gathers the ball in front of Enda Dignan, going toward the hand. Pádraig certainly playing a very sound game at full back. Pádraig, the ball goes out loose, and Bernard Mulherden gets his foot to it there for Gales into the centre, and gathering again. Porrick Durkin, the full back, comes out and punches it out to his brother David. David, number 5 on his back, along with the other number 5 there, Bernard Mulhern. He gets along, relieving clearance up as far as Jerry McGowan, but the man coming in to break it all up is Tommy Dignan. Tommy Dignan on the far side, number 12 for the Gales. He is swung around. John White with the ball for Shamrock Gales. High attacking ball in as Leo Gahan comes across and gathers the ball for Tulastran and lifts the siege. He is swung around by James White, and Leo punches the ball out to Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy looks up and he sends it into the centre, in towards Anthony Brennan, or Jerry McGowan. It is John Lundy it was. He sends it across to Matt Welch. Matt Welch gathers it up this time. He punched it into Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan, the number 13, going toward the hand on the far side. He's swung off it. He still has the ball going loose, and James Conlon picks it up and clears it out for the Gales, out over the sideline. Line ball to Tulastran. The score 6 points to 1. 5 points in it. Gales the leaders, as Eamon O'Hara is the man on the far side of the field to take this line ball. He sends it down along the sideline. He sends it very near the sideline. It's gone over the sideline. Line ball to Shamrock Gales. Taking the far side out to Jerry Ballantyne, all on his own in the centre of the field. Someone man from Jerry McGowan. Jerry gets his the two Jerrys together there. Jerry gets a long attacking ball in where Leo Gahan is there, but also with him is the number 13 there for Shamrock Gales. He kicks it high and he kicks it wide. Duncan Ryan it was who sent that one wide, so the score remains 6-1. Porrick McFadden kicks out. No time to waste here as Porrick sends it out to Leo Gahan, the far side of the field. Leo gets under the Tommy Dignan there, and Tommy pulls the shirt of Leo, and it's a free to Tulastran. Quickly taken by Leo, up to Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara gets it on his own, going on a solo run now as he slips there a little bit. He gets the ball back towards Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy gets it up into his hand, punches it out towards Brendan Welch, or Brendan Welch it is, and now with the ball is Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy sends on the ball to Brendan Welch. Brendan Welch kicks it right footed. He kicks it high. It's out to the left and it's wide, so the score remains 6 points to Shamrock Gales, 1 point to Tulastran. 5 points in it. Approximately 25 minutes gone now in this first half of the County Senior Championship final between Shamrock Gales and Tulastran. James Kieran with the kick out once again. In the background there we can see the flags of the Eastern Half Slab. Jerry Ballantyne gets the ball in the centre of the field. John White picks up there, covers up there for Jerry Ballantyne. The ball comes down to Enda Dignan. Tommy Dignan on the ball. He is swung around, and or Duncan Ryan says he is fouled. Tommy Dignan as well. He is fouled, and it's a free to the Gales. Looks like Brother Enda was going to take that free, but deciding to leave it for Cormac Kieran's now coming out to the sharpshooter for Shamrock Gales, coming out to take this free. Cormac stepping back now, socks down around his ankles as he studies himself. Kicking it right footed, he kicks it high. And Porrick McFadden saves it very well. He comes across his own goal, the shortest clearance out, and it's gathered here by Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara judging that very well as he goes on a solo run. Eamon is very fast. He's the other number 9 is with him, John White, and Jerry Ballantyne certainly running into Eamon and fouling him there. And Eamon seemed to get a knock there as the two Gales men had a little go at Eamon there, and Eamon is all right. He bounces back up, and it's a free to Tulastran. Fenton Kennedy, the man, to take the free. Looking up, Fenton takes a good long ball into the centre. Well gathered by Glenn McNamara, I think it is inside, and it's a free out to Gales, out to John White, out to Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne, a long attacking ball in the far corner. Duncan Ryan is out there. Along with him is Noel Manley. Duncan is on the ground. He is tripped by Noel Manley, and it's a free to Shamrock Gales. Duncan, the man to take this free himself, takes it in left-footed. High dropping ball, up to go for his punch out somehow. Getting to it is Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan along with the number 15 there, Roland Ballantyne. As Leo gets his hand to it, he gets his foot to it and kicks it out, clears it for Tulastran. However, Leo, referee John Lee on the spot there, spotting a foul there in Leo, and it's a free out to Tullastrand. Leo hopping the ball, and the determined looking Leo sends the shortest one down towards Anthony Brennan. Tommy Normally with the ball, he gets it down to Anthony Brennan on the far side. James Conlon with him. Anthony is the ground, he still has the ball. He goes left, goes right, he sends it down into the corner. Up goes Glenn McDermott, and grabbing the ball there was Tony Carty. Tony Carty going toe to hand. He is being swung around by Glenn McDermott. He kicks it. Looks as if Tony was going for a goal, but it's gone over the bar. A point for Tullastrand by Tony Carty. So the score now is 6 points to Shamrock Eels, 2 points to Tullastrand. 1 point scored by Tony Carty there, and the other scored by Anthony Brennan from a free. James Kieran's placing the ball for the kick out, complete with cap in hand. He's discarding the cap now, James, as he runs up to take this one short, and referee John Lee has called for the ball in the centre of the field, so it's half time, and both teams heading for the dressing rooms now, as they'll be receiving some tuition from their respective mentors in the dressing room. Good game of football, little or no breeze, ideal conditions here as the sun shines down brilliantly, and a good crowd of spectators here in Markievicz Park. I just see James Kieran's going in there, and Glenn McDermott, and over on the far side of the field we can see the large crowd of spectators. I understand that the new manager of the Sligo senior team, BJ Carroll, is an interested spectator here today as well, so we're hoping that he'll see some new blood for the county senior team. Just now at half time we're being entertained by the St. Teresa's school band from Ballantor. Seamus McCormick, the bandmaster out there. Meanwhile, referee and officials having their powwow in the centre of the field. Brilliant day here for the game of football, and Markievicz Park looking fine fettled. And now we have both teams out in the field for the start of the second half. Just in front of us here, I see Vincent Henry, the manager of the Gales team, some of the subs there as well, and some of the mentors. Tuala Strand just coming back out on the field as well, and just checking around to see if there's any change in personnel. I cannot spot any at this stage. Meanwhile, the St. Teresa School Band from Ballantor have gone off the field on the far side there. They have been entertaining us during the interval. Referee John Lee out there in the centre of the field, ready to recommence this senior championship final. Linesmen going back to their respective positions, and on the far side of the field, large crowd of spectators enjoying the sunshine. Centre field pairing the same as it was in the first half. John Lee just checking on everything now, and looks as if he's coming over to this side of the field for some particular reason. John, I understand, officiating in his last senior championship final as a referee, certainly has been a great servant of the game of football in Sligo, both as a player and as a referee. And Matt Welch deciding to kick the ball around there to his other centre field man, Eamon O'Hara. And now everything is readiness. I think referee warning everybody on this side of the field, they must keep back from the sideline. So the ball is in and the game is on. The first breakaway, John White punches it down to Jerry Ballantyne for the Gales. He sends a low ball into the centre. Running back for there is Brendan Welch, getting to it somehow. Brendan gathers it up into his hand some way and hops the ball. He kicks it out left footed, long relieving clearance for Tuala Strand. Out here, broken down. Eamon O'Hara gathers it. He is swung around somehow. He sends it down to Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy with the ball. He's going to the hand. Along with him is Cormac as Brendan Mulhern. Fenton sends it into Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan, far side, hits the post. It's gone out over the end line and it's gone wide. So the score remains 6 points to 2. Gales the leaders. Tuala Strand having a nearly attack there in the second half. James Kieran's placing the ball for the kick out. James taking off that cap once again as he trots back now to kick out from the Gale goals. Shortish ball at the far side. Up the gopher, broken down by Michael Kenny. Ball goes out to this side, gathered there by and running back to get it is number 2 James Conlon. Michael Conlon with the ball. He's kicks a low ball into the centre, coming out and judging well. There's Noel Manley. Noel Manley, or Warwick Durkin is along with, and he sends it on to Austin Welch. Austin Welch sharply call up to Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara back to Austin Welch. Austin Welch with the ball. He is charged by Michael Kenny. Mike Kenny sends it on to Matthew Welch. Matthew Welch into the centre. High dropping ball punched out by James Conlon. Running onto it there is John Lundy. Ball with and again James Conlon comes out and clears the lines for Shamrock Gales out to Tommy Dagnan. Tommy Dagnan out there along with the number 2 Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan swings around Tommy Dagnan and it's a free to the Gales. Free to Tuala Strand, and the man taking the free will be Fenton Kennedy once again. Looked to me as if Tommy Dagnan was fouled there, but referee decided free taken by Fenton Kennedy. High dropping ball out to the far corner, grabbed by Anthony Brennan out there on the side for Tuala Strand. He's going to the hand, he's being swung around. He sends it back to Fenton Kennedy, back to Fenton Kennedy again. He kicks it left, he kicks it high, and ball back down support, and James Conlon clearing it out somehow. It's the number 4 there for Shamrock Gales out to number 12 Tommy Dagnan. Tommy Dagnan on the far side going to the hand. He gets a kick out into the corner, gone out very near the sideline, gone over the sideline, line ball to Tuala Strand. Quickly taken, high dropping ball up to go high for breaks down, and James Conlon comes out and clears again for the Gales out to this side of the field. Running out to it is Jerry McGowan. And in the diagonal, Jerry McGowan wins the race there some way. He is swung around by James Connell again, by Michael Connell it is. And to the centre, running onto it there is the number 9, Eamon O'Hara, going to the hand. Eamon is still going. He kicks it right for it. Kicks it out to the right. It's gone over the end line and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to 2. No score so far in the second half, as Tullastrand seem to be putting on a little bit of pressure here to do something about that score line. And certainly Shamrock Gales defending now in the opening minutes of the second half. James Kieran kicks out once again to the far side of the field. Up the go for it, broken down by, and Matthew Welch is the man who gathers it for Tullastrand. He is swung around by Glenn McDermott, and the ground they're picked up by Fenton Kindy. Fenton Kindy kicks it low, hard, well sailed by James Kieran's inside, who comes out and clears it out for Gales, down as far as Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara hops the ball. Michael Kennedy is with it. He sends it dummy there. He is swung around by, he sends it back to Matthew Welch. Matthew Welch shoots it in, and coming out and gathering out some of his Jerry Ballantyne. And the ball is on the ground there, and referee John Lee going in. I think he's going to hop the ball. Yes, he's going to hop it there. As it was very hard to see who in there as the ball comes out. John White breaks it down. Michael Kennedy is the man who comes out, and breaking it out there is James Conlon or John Lyons. It is John Lyons is fouled, and it's a free out to the Gales. Relief for the Gales there. John Lyons lifting the siege and taking this free himself. Shortish ball to the side of the field, blocking it down, and running onto it there is Porrick Durkin. Durkin having a very sound game, full back, and Diagnan, the captain, with him. Jerry McGowan goes high for it. He is swung around. John White with the ball. He tore the hands it. Jerry McGowan is on the ground there. He got a bit of a knock there from Jerry Ballantyne. Jerry is still on the ground. I think he kicks it out there. Brendan Welch out there on the far side. Out with him is Tommy Normally with the ball. He punches it back to the waiting Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan, full-back man coming in, right half full-back, kicks it out over the end line, and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to the Shamrock Gales, 2 points to Tullastrand. Jerry McGowan getting some attention there, as seemed to get a knock there as he was going through, and attention coming in there for Jerry. Neil Egan in there, so also there is Paddy Henry. So Jerry is all right now, and he resumes. So James Conlon plays the ball again for the kick out. No score so far in the second half. As Tullastrand has been doing all the pressing so far. James kicked out, good ball out to the far side of the field. Well broken down there by Bernard Mulherden. Mulherden, who has been quite so far in this game. A long dropping ball down to Porrick Durkin. Gets the full back there to Austin Welch, number 7. Sells the dummy there, and getting up into his hand there is the number 10 there for Gales. He is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand, free out, and quickly taken by Austin Welch. Austin Welch up to this side, running onto his Jerry McGowan, and John White is with him also. There also is Fenton Kindy. He's bowled over by John White, and it's a free to Fenton and Tullastrand. Fenton deciding to place the ball on the ground for the free as Anthony Brennan comes out. Anthony, of course, being policed there by James Conlon, or Michael Conlon. He kicks it across the field, and gathering there is Matthew Welch. I think he kicks it high, and he kicks it over the bar. A point for Tullastrand, the first score of the second half. Scored by Matthew Welch, so it's 6 points now to 3. Just double scores. Gales the leaders. 3 points in it. Certainly the talk at the interval seems to have put some jizz into the Tullastrand lads, as James Kieran kicked out once again. Up to go high in the centre of the field. Ball broken down. Austin Welch, the man who gathered it for Tullastrand. He is swung around by the number 10. The ball is out. Leo Gahan comes out and clears his lines for Tullastrand down into the centre. Running onto it there is John Lundy. Lundy sends it on to Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan sends it on to Tony Carty. Tony Carty is swung around. The ball is knocked out of his hand. He gets it back to it again once again. The ball is on the ground. Coming out is number 2, Michael Conlon. Conlon clears it out across the field. Running onto it there is Ben McDermott. Along with him is Fintikindi, Jerry McGowan with the ball. He is pulled there by John Lyons. He gets it back to Matt Welch. Matt Welch with the ball. Across the goal, gone out over the end line, and it's wide. So the score remains 6 points to 3. Here's the leaders. Approximately just over 5 minutes gone now in the second half. A very evenly contested final between Tullastrand, who are looking for their 4th title, and the Gales, who are looking for their 3rd. James Kieran kicked out. Grabbed by Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan, a high dropping ball out to the side of the field. Running out for it is John Lundy. John Lundy gets the ball on the side of the field. He sends it out to Tony Carty. Tony Carty, number 14, the full forward, along with the full back, Glenn McDermott. Tony sends it in to Anthony Brennan. Tony comes out with the ball again. Once again, he's swung around and sends it back to Anthony Brennan, but Tony is fouled, and it's a free to Anthony Brennan and Tullastrand. Tony and Anthony, who have been the principal scorers for Tullastrand, and Anthony certainly not having a very good day from place balls in this final. Sending that one wide, it took an opportunity for a point, and once again James Kieran places the ball for the kick out, and a sub going in for Tullastrand. The man going in is Dennis Curran. The man going off, I'll come back to it again. James Kieran's with the kick out meanwhile from the Gales goes out to Dennis Curran, gets a nearly touch of the ball. He sends it left, out comes James Kieran out of his goal. He's challenged there by Tony Carty. The ball is still in play. It's gone out over the line ball to Shamrock Gales. Our linesman going to hop the ball, I think, at this stage. And yes, he's hopping the ball. Off to go high, that ball goes out, and Anthony Brennan judges that well, and he gets to 2 or 3 Galesmen, and inside with the ball is Vernon Mulherron. I think he is fouled. Certainly it's a free out to the Gales. Relief for the Gales there, as Anthony Brennan looked dangerous there. He's going through, and again James Kieran places the ball for the kick out from the Gales goal. Out to this side of the field, the ball goes high, broken down by number 7, Austin Welch, who's having a very good game. He sends it back to Matthew Welch, no relation, I think, certainly not brothers, as coming out and gathering there is James Conlon. He is heavy tackle there on James. He gets his, clears his line, and well judged there again by Brendan Welch. Brendan Welch, another one of the Welches on this Tullastrand team. They may be cousins, but there are no brothers anyways, as Leo Gahan, once again, the flying full back man, comes out there and sends it out to Tony Carty. Tony Carty, a shortest ball into Tommy Normally back to Dennis Curran. The pass goes astray. Out there also is Tommy Dignan. Gathering it there is Tony Carty once again. Glenn McDermott is with him. Tony sends it back left footed back to Matthew Welch. Matthew Welch into Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy kicked it high, and it's a goal. It's a goal for Fenton Kennedy. Certainly a goal for Tullastrand. So now the teams are level, 6 points to 1-3. The teams are level. An opportunist goal taken there by Fenton Kennedy, as the ball seems to go back and forward, but Fenton Kennedy making no mistake there. So the teams are level, 1-3 to Tullastrand, 6 points to the Gales, and certainly this could be the injection that this game needed. It was, getting lackluster enough, as approximately 10 minutes gone now in the second half. James Kieran with the kick out once again. High ball into the centre of the field, up to go high for it. Broken down, gathered by Michael Kenny there. Michael Kenny sends it across into the corner, down to Tommy Dignan. Dignan onto the number 13 there, Duncan Ryan. Duncan Ryan is certainly fouled there, as referee gives the opportunity there to Duncan, as he kicked it high and he kicked it over the bar. Well taken point there by the number 13, Duncan Ryan. So now Gales lead once again by that 1 point. 7 points to 1-3. Gales the leaders. Very quick response there from the Gales lads, as Porrick McVan has donned the cap there on the ball. They kicked out there. In there is Enda Dignan with the ball, and he is teams have been fouled out there, and it's a free out Free to Tullastrand, quickly taken by Leo Gahan, up to the far side, running onto it is Dennis Curran. But coming in and bundling up there is Tommy Dignan, I think it is. Tommy Dignan on the far side, gets his kick into the centre. Coming out together there is number 15 there, Roland Ballantyne. Ballantyne sends it on to Duncan Ryan. Duncan Ryan with the ball, being followed by Brendan Welch. Duncan still has the ball. He is swung around. Man gathering it there is Cormac Kieran. Kicks it high, kicks it over the bar. Another point for Shamrock Gales. So bringing their total now to 8 points. So 2 points in it once again. Gales leading by the 2 points. 8 points to 1 goal and 3. Porrick McFan now deciding to take off the cap when he's kicking out the ball. Porrick, captain of this Tullastrand team, who trains in Dublin along with Enda Dignan, the captain of the Shamrock Gales team in the centre of the field. Broken down by John White. Running onto it is Tommy Dignan. Tommy Dignan with the ball. He tries to jump across Leo Gahan. That's not very easy indeed. As Tommy still goes, he's going to the hand. He still has the ball. He sends a quick pass to Bernard Mulherden. Mulherden has to go back and collect it. He sends it into Enda Dignan. Enda Dignan with the ball. The full forward kicks it high. He kicks it out to the right. It's going very near the end line. It's gone out over the end line, despite the best efforts of Roland Ballantyne. So the score remains 8 points to Shamrock Gales, 1 goal and 6 to Tullastrand. Just looking around here, I can see some of the, at least 1 or 2 of the members of the Tullastrand team who won this championship way back in 1957. As the kick out from Porrick McFan, grabbed in the centre of the field there by Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara going to other hand. Along with him is Duncan, Damon is still going. Number 9 is back. Jerry Ballantyne comes out to meet him. He sends it into the centre, into the number 11, Fenton Kindy. Fenton Kindy looked up and sent that one wide. So the score remains 8 points to 6. 2 points in it. Gales the leaders. And certainly a much more entertaining second half now as we approach about 15 minutes gone in the second half. Kick out from James Kieran. Tullastrand doing everything they can to pull this game out of the fire. Gales leading by the 2 points as Michael Kenny is on the ground there, and it's a free to Tullastrand, and the other number 11, Fenton Kenny, the man takes this free. Walking back, Fenton now, whose father, Paddy, was a member of the 57 championship winning team for Tullastrand. He kicks the high ball, stopping it well in. It's gone out over the end line, however, and it's wide, so score remains 8 points to Shamrock Gales, 1-6 to Tullastrand. 2 points in it. I see the manager of the Gales team, Vincent Henry, running across there to have a few words with his backs, I think it is, as James Kieran's kicked out once again. High ball into the centre of the field. But punched out by Michael Kenny. In there with him is John White. Ball goes loose. Matt Welch gathers it for Tullastrand. He sends a lower ball across into the corner, in towards Tony Carty. Tony Carty and Fenton Kindy. Fenton Kindy sends a low ball into the centre. Running onto his Anthony Brennan there. And Dennis Curran. Dennis Curran runs out to it. Gathering it here is Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne all on his own there. Swung around by Dennis Curran. Fouled by Dennis Curran. And it's out to Shamrock Gales. In the background there is Vincent Henry giving some advice to, I think, Jerry Ballantyne. Jerry takes this free himself, short ball up to the number 10 there, who was bowled out over the sideline by Austin Welch, and Cormac Kieran is the man who was fouled there, and referee on the spot, quickly taken by Anthony Brennan into the corner, into Tony Carty, number 14. Tony sends it back to Anthony. Anthony is sanguine there, but the burly Anthony bounces up off the ground again. He hops the ball. He's swung around by James Conlon. He sends it back to the number 10 there. Thomas Normally is fouled, and it's a free to Tullastrand. Free to Tullastrand. John Lee there on the spot, and awarding a free to Tullastrand. 2 points in it. 8 points to Shamrock Gales. 1 goal and 3 to Tullastrand. The man to take this free will be Anthony Brennan. Anthony Brennan placing the ball for the free now. Studying himself, Anthony. Kicks it high, dropping it out. The ball goes out, and it's grabbed outside with the number 2 there, for James Connolly. He sends it out and cleared out somehow into the corner. In the centre of the field, running onto it is Noel Manley. Noel Manley, high, low ball across the field, broken out by Tulsa. Noel Manley has it once again. Noel sends it down there. He sends it out to Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan sends it on to Matthew Welch. Matthew Welch kicks a high dropping ball and saved by James. It's dropped, but Anthony Brennan went in and challenged the goalie. There was very alert there, James, and he clears it out for the Gales, down as far as the centre of the field. Matthew Welch gathers it well. He is harassed by Jerry Valentine. He sends it into the corner. Kicking it in for space. There's nobody in there. James Kieran comes out there. He's been followed by Fintan Kennedy. James gets it out to Tommy Dignan. Dignan is challenged by Dennis Curran there. Dignan is still going. He sends it on to the number 16 who will come on there. Noel Willis. Noel Willis is fouled over, pushing the back there, and it's a free to the Gales. Noel Willis has come in on a sub there for Shamrock Gales. And the man taking this free is the number 4 there. Pierce White, I think it was, the man who took the ball onto Bernard Mulherden. Mulherden with the ball. He goes left, he goes right, he's swung on by Bernard Welch. He sends it into the centre, grabbing it there is Duncan Ryan, getting his foot to it there is Noel Manley, and gathering aside is Enda Dignan. Enda Dignan is swung over. He still has the ball. He hops the ball, he kicks it right for it. He goes out over the sideline and has gone out of the in-line, and it's wide. So the score remains 8 points to Shamrock Gales, 1 goal and 3 to the Strand. Quickly taken by Porrick. McFan out to Austin Wells. Austin Wells does very well there and gets that ball out to Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy looks up and sends it into the centre. Ball is broken out by John White. Cleared out by John White. A long relieving clearance. Grabbed by Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara going to throw the hand. He hops the ball. He punches it into the centre. Into Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy along with Jerry Valentine. Valentine and Leo Gahan is inside. He sends it into Matt Welch. Matt Welch and Eamon O'Hara. It's a goal. It's a goal for Eamon O'Hara. Eamon O'Hara, who started off that move in the centre of the field, sent it on there to a very nice combined effort by the Tulla Strand lads. So they're a point in front now. 2-3 to Tulla Strand. 8 points to Shamrock Gales. Certainly a very well worked game. Goal there scored by Eamon O'Hara, who started off a move early on. Austin Welch passed it on, and then Matthew Welch was involved, and the kick out from James Kieran into the centre of the field. Grabbed by Bernard Mulherden. Mulherden in turn grabbed by Tommy Normally. He sends it out to the far side, running onto it. There's number 14 in the Dignan, the captain. Enda's on the far side, watched by Noel Manley. Noel Manley swings Enda around, and certainly a foul there on Enda, as Noel Manley seems to have injured himself out there as well, and Enda John Lee, the referee, out there as well. I think he's taking the name of Noel Manley. He's putting the name of Noel in his book for that foul on in the Dignan. And certainly the jersey, the kit sponsored by Tommy Mack's Pub from Riverstown, and certainly the material fairly good there, as Noel Manley was doing the testing. Cormac Kieran, the man to take the free on the far side. 20 minutes gone now in the second half. Cormac studying himself now. Kicks it right for it. Up they go for it. It's dangerous. Grabbed inside by Brendan Welch, and he kicks it. He sends it out over the end line, making sure there, and it's Porrick Turkin, I think it has got that ball, and it's a 45 to Shamrock Gales. 45 Shamrock Gales. Tulla Strand leading by that 1 point. 2-3 now Tulla Strand, 8 points to Shamrock Gales. Another sub going in. The evergreen Paddy Henry is going in, number 19 on his back. Paddy, who's had some very good games for Tulla Strand and for Sligo, going in as a sub now on the Tulla Strand team. I presume he's going into the forward line as John White. He takes this 45 for Shamrock Gales, lowest ball out to the far side, and breaking out somehow is Porrick Turkin. He is fouled. Leo Gahan as well. He doesn't hold on to it, and the ball goes out over the end line, and it's a 45. Another 45 for Shamrock Gales. Certainly that was a dangerous ball, as either the goalie or Leo Gahan got his hand to it and sent it out over the end line. It looks as though it was on its way to the Tulla Strand net. So the score remains Tulla Strand 2 goals and 3. Shamrock Gales 8 points. Just that 1 point in it. This 45 to be taken by Duncan Ryan. Duncan Ryan for number 13 for Shamrock Gales, taking this 45 left with it. Gets well under it, kicks it high, it's going out to the right. Porrick McFadden comes out and clears it. the captain of the Tulla Strand team, clears it out to the side. Jerry McGowan decides to go back for it. He's swung around by Duncan Ryan, and Jerry Ballantyne comes up and breaks it up. He's going toward the hand. He sends it past Bentley Kennedy. James Connell is inside. And inside now is Bernard Mulhern. Mulhern with the ball. Knocks it over the hand. He sends it back to the number 10 there, who is swung around, Tommy Dagnan. And Dagnan is on the ground. He is fouled, and it's a free into Shamrock Gales. Just a point in it now. Tommy Dagnan, the man who was fouled there, and the man to take this free will be number 13, once again, Duncan Ryan. Duncan studying himself now. Going to take this one left-footed. He kicked it out to the right and wide. So the score remains. Tulla Strand, 2 goals and 3. Shamrock Gales, 8 points. Certainly down here under me. The Tulla Strand bench very happy with that blitz there by Shamrock Gales. So Pádraig McFadden, the Tulla Strand captain, kicking out once again from the City goals, the goals on our right. Good high ball into the centre of the field. Up to go high for him, and our Quentin Kennedy is the man who breaks it down. He looks up and kicks it left with a high dropping ball. Broken out by James Conlon. Very near the sideline. Out over the sideline. Line ball to Tulla Strand. Line ball to Tulla Strand. Certainly the man, Glenn McDermott, the full-back, not very anxious to give possession to Anthony Brennan as he kicks this ball across the sideline, gathered by Eamon Welch. Matthew Welch has the ball. He sends it out to Anthony Brennan. He kicks it high and he kicks it wide. So the score remains 2 goals and 3 to Tulla Strand, 8 points to Shamrock Gales. Just 1 point in it. Almost 25 minutes gone now in this second half, which has been a more exciting game than in the first half. High on the centre street. Eamon O'Hara gathered it left with a high dropping ball. It's gone out over the end line and it's wide. So the score remains 2 goals and 3 to Tulla Strand, 8 points to Shamrock Gales. Time ticking away now. Just a point in it. James Kieran has the cap back on again as he kicks out into the centre of the field again. Up to go high for Eamon O'Hara. Grabs it out of the air. He in turn grabs by Michael Kenny. He is fouled by McKinney, and it's a free to Tulla Strand. Certainly Eamon O'Hara playing very sound game there in the centre of the field, as he always does. And Eamon, one of the stars of the Canada All-Ireland Colleges winning team there, and he, along with Pádraig Drucken at full back, and Noel Manley. High dropping ball taken by Leo Gahan. Grabbed inside by Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy is balled over there, I think it is. Ball goes loose. Coming out here somehow is Glenn McDermott. McDermott is fouled and a free out release for Shamrock Gales. Out to John Lyne, out to Jerry Ballantyne. Ballantyne on to James Conlon. Conlon is swung around. He is fouled and it's a free out to Gales. Quickly taken. Grabbed up by Leo Gahan. Leo Gahan having playing his heart out here in the front of Tulla Strand as he drops it into the centre. Tony Carthy has it, kicked it high. He's over the bar. Another point for Tony Carthy, increasing the Tulla Strand lead now to 2 points. 2 goals and 4 to 8 points for Shamrock Gales. Umpire coming in and receiving the extra ball there as James Kieran kicked out from the Shamrock Gales goal. Grabbed by Jerry McGowan. McGowan sends a dummy there to Jerry Ballantyne into the centre. Ball goes across to Austin Welch. Austin Welch kicks it high and he kicks it out to the right and he kicks it wide. Score remains 2 goals and 4 to 8 points, 2 points in it. The men from the south leading by the 2 points. The Tulla Strand lads who have been who defeated Tubbercurry in the semi-finals, and Eastern Harps who of course defeated Colera in the semi-finals. The ball is high, has gone out over the end. James Kieran grabs it and clears it out to the side of the field. Grabbed by Anthony Brennan. A sharp clearance. Anthony kicks it high and he kicks it wide. So the score remains Anthony scored at the point for Anthony Brennan, so it's 2-5 now. 2-5 to 8 points, so just 3 points in it now. Anthony Brennan scored that point there as James Kieran kicks out. In the centre of the field, broken down by Bernard McHarren. Jerry McGowan has swung around and he is fouled by Tommy Dignan. It's a free to Jerry McGowan and the Tulla Strand. And Anthony Brennan saying well done Jerry. So there's also Matt Welch and Fenton Kennedy as Anthony Brennan prepares to take this free for Tulla Strand. 3 points in it, 2 goals and 5. Tulla Strand, 8 points to Shamrock Hill. Certainly this game has turned round as Tulla Strand do all the pressure now. Ball hopped in high and it's over. Taken point there by Fenton Kennedy. I think is the man who got his fist to it there and sent it over the bar. So could this be the insurance point for Tulla Strand? 2 goals and 6 now for Tulla Strand. 8 points for Shamrock Hill. James Kieran busy kicking out now as he kicks out this one to the centre of the field once again. Up the gopher, punched down by Eamon O'Hara, grabbed by Anthony Brennan. He sends it back to Austin Welch. Austin Welch sends it up the corner, up to Leo Gahan, believe it or not. Leo Gahan in the scoring position as he sends it across to Austin Welch. Austin Welch has swung around there and certainly fouled, and it's a free in to Tulla Strand. Certainly the Tulla Strand lads have put their act together in the second half, and whatever the men have said to them in the dressing room seems to have worked wonders as the lead now by that 4 points. Anthony Brennan, free taker supreme for Tulla Strand, walks it up to this one, kicks it over the bar. A very well taken point there for Anthony Brennan. So 2 goals and 7 now for Tulla Strand and 8 points for Shamrock Hill. 5 points in it now, and what looked like to be Shamrock Hill's game in the first half has turned around now, and Tulla Strand certainly can do nothing wrong now in the second half. Ball goes loose there in the centre field. Breaking it up somehow is Tommy Normally. Tom Normally into the centre, into Jerry McGowan. He has swung around, and Jerry Valentine comes out and clears the line out to Bernard Mulherron. Mulherron on this side of the field, swung around by Jerry McGowan, and sends an end grab there by Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy on to Noel Manley, on to Austin Welch. Austin Welch up to Tommy Normally. Normally sends it in. The ball goes on the ground. He sends it across to Jerry McGowan. Porrick Durcan, it is, believe it, the full back is up here in the forward line. Anthony Brennan sends a low ball into the centre. It's broken down well by Jerry Ballantyne, who clears his lines for Shamrock Hills out to the far side. Punched on somehow. Ball goes loose. Noel Manley up there with the ball. He sends across to Tommy Normally, Matt Welch. Matt Welch, a long attacking ball, high dropping ball. It goes out to the right and it goes wide. So the score remains 2 goals and 7 to Tulla Strand, 8 points to Shamrock Hills. 5 points in it. Time ticking away now as James Kieran kicks out. In the centre of the field, grabbed by Eamon O'Hara, I think it is. He sends it back, or Matt Welch it was. Eamon O'Hara with the ball now. He kicks it left footed, high dropping ball out to the right, left, and it's wide. James Kieran's in very quickly gets that ball back and plays it for the kick out. Shields trailing by 5 points as he kicks it into the centre of the field. Up to go, punch by Eamon O'Hara, grabbed by Michael Conlon. He sends it out to Bernard Mulherron, going to the hand on the far side, in the side of the field now. Number 5 on his back, Bernard. He sends it into the centre, running out to it and grabbing it here is Porrick Durcan. David Durcan is on the far side. David Durcan with the ball. He clears his lines for Tulla Strand up to the far side. Running onto it is his brother David. David out there, along with Leo, Paddy Henry. Paddy Henry, the evergreen Paddy, sends it up into the corner where it's punched out. Getting to it there is Tony Carty, but the man who's swinging it around there is Glenn, and Paddy Henry has it once again. He sends it into the corner this time once again into Fenton Kennedy. Fenton Kennedy looks up and sends across the ball across the field. It's gone out over the end line and it's wide. So the score remains. It could be as good as a point to Tulla Strand at this stage. 2-7. Tulla Strand, 8 points. Shamrock Hills, 5 points in it. As James Kieran takes the shot the ball out. It's all over. It's all over. Tulla Strand are the winners by 2 goals and 7 to 8 points in certainly what was a very entertaining county final, and jubilation there for the men from the south who have succeeded in getting their 4th county championship. As I said earlier on, the Gaels were looking for their 3rd, having won it in 90 and 92, and certainly in there there'll be I see Michael Rochford, the chairman of the Tulla Strand Club, in there, and all the players, and there'll be certainly plenty of excitement in South Sligo tonight when they return with the ONB Hunt Trophy. Certainly the Through the Strand had some stars, but Leo Gahan in my book was one of the stars. Certainly Eamon O'Hara and Anthony Brennan had a very quiet game in the first half, but came into the limelight in the second half. Exciting final, and indeed in this Through the Strand team you have the veterans just walking by there. I see John Egan, the injured John, who was injured in the semi-final, and I'm sure he'll be very pleased to see his team winning the final eventually. And we must comment on the veterans of this team: Tony Carty, Anthony Brennan, I think Jerry Lundy, and indeed Paddy Henry, who have provided so much for this team over the years. And indeed we must mention also the youngest member of the team, Jerry McGowan, who played a very big role today in Through the Strand's win. So after a wait of 12 years, I'm sure there will be plenty of celebrations around the Clare and Gordon's pub in Through the Strand tonight. Gordon's, of course, sponsors of the trip for this Through the Strand team.
It's my honour and privilege to represent not only 15 lads that played here today, but 28 of our panel and our selectors, and especially the supporters, to bring this back. It's 12 long years since this came back into Thurles Strand, and there's times we thought we might never see it again, and it's hard to believe it's here, but it finally is. Lots of people to congratulate. First of all, on the team. Since last February, there's been a lot of work done to get this. Not just the guys that played today, the guys that played in other rounds, the lads that are injured. Everybody deserves thanks for this. Our management team. First of all, John Joe McLaughlin. It was a nice occasion that we ended up here together. So, For them, can I have 3 cheers? Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. And everyone's welcome back to South Sligo.
We have with us some of the victorious Tulleswan team, and first of all we'll talk to the mentor that's both the man with the headache, Neil here at the background. I'm sure, Neil, today for a while you were worrying.
Well, for the first half we went out there like a team that was totally out of it. With such a lot of problems that we didn't know where to start, but we came in at half time, we settled the lads down and we told them that they were a lot capable of playing a lot better football than that, and they went out in the second half and they played some classic football, and I'm sure the goal that Eamon O'Hara got will be one of the best I've seen here in the county final for many a day.
Would you count that the turning point?
I'd say there was a lot of turning points, but that was definitely the biggest turning point.
Right, we might bring in the two veterans here, Tony Carty and Anthony. Now, from your point of view, lads, how did you feel the game was going at half time?
Well, since Tony doesn't want to talk, I talk. Well, I felt we were in trouble coming up to half time, but I think the point before half time was very important. Psychologically, it was very important for us. And I think the talk we had at half time in the dressing room also, and the way we came out of the dressing room at half time was very important as well, because we realised how bad we were playing stink, and that we had to pick it up, and so we were in a county final. I think it hadn't sunk home to a lot of fellas that the occasion we were in. And we came out in the second half, and I think fitness and determination won it for us in the second half.
Now, I know you scored a good few important frees, but I feel one or two of the frees there at the end of the second half, you were glad to send them over the bar.
Yeah. Well, today wasn't one of my better days now. I wasn't much in the game today, but it doesn't really matter as long as we won. That's not important. But the frees didn't go that well for me today.
Tony, you sent over two very important points. Can you recall any of those points?
Well, I suppose I didn't put them in goals, but I was glad with the point at the time, especially this one the second half.
Yes.
I thought in the first half we played a bit nervous, we were a bit nervous on edge, but we settled down well in the second half and we were more determined and a little bit fitter, I'd say.
Were you slightly disappointed not to put that point into the...
Very disappointed not to stick that one in the net now, very disappointed with that one.
You won anyway.
That's the main thing, yeah.
Well, congratulations, lads.
Thanks very much, mate.
You're veterans of the 78 and 82 seasons. You have your third medal now. Can we bring in two of the younger lads? Two of the lads who starred for Canada in the senior colleges, Pádraig Durcan and Eamon O'Hara. Now, I know Eamon O'Hara's goal will be put down as the turning point for a lot of people. Eamon, what was on your mind when you scored that one?
It wasn't much now. I said well, I better go for goal because it was the only thing that we could have gone for at that stage, because Shamrock Hills had scored about 2 points after we scored our first goal, and it was a tough goal, so I decided I'd go for a goal and see what was happening,
Good man. And Pádraig, I know you had a fairly tough duel there in the diamond. You were playing in a position full back, which is maybe you're unaccustomed to, but you played well. And how did you like playing at full back?
Well, I'm not really used to full back. It was a whole new thing for me coming in this year into full back, and I was playing against some of the best full forwards, and I just had my work cut out and I done the job as best I could, and I'm happy we came out the way we did.
At any stage, lads, did the All-Ireland win and final ever come back into your mind? I seen you at one time, Pádraig, kicking out a ball to your brother David. Did you ever think of winning the All-Ireland, or was it?
Well, there was a few flashbacks with the crowd and that, but It was just much the same, like, you know, the crowd was great support and that, and just winning the whole thing brought all the memories back again.
Well, congratulations, lads, and I see that you're sponsored by Joel Gordon, your pub and Tualastown, so
Everybody over there at Gordon now.
I presume there'll be a lot of free pints tonight.
There'll be
a lovely place to get on the shop. Thanks very much, lads.
Okay, right, thanks.
Come here, Michael, before you get away. Come here. Congrats.
Enjoy your night.
Well, we have the captain of the winning team here, Pádraig McFadden, and he also has the ONB Hunt trophy with him, so it's quite a while since he rested in Tualastown. So, Pádraig, how does it feel to be the winning captain?
It's hard to know how it feels yet. It hasn't really sunk in for a lot of us, me personally as well. It'll take a few days to realise just what we have achieved here. It was 12 long years, so it's nice to be back.
Sure is nice to be back, I'm sure. And from your position on the team as a goalie, is it particularly difficult, particularly as a captain and a goalie? You know, seeing the team, the game seems to be going away from you there early in the second half.
Well, for seeing the game, I have a great view of the game. I can see everything that's happening in front of me. I see all 14 players. It's frustrating when things don't seem to be happening because you're back there and there's not a lot you can do until the ball comes back to you. And at times in the second half, we were camped down in the Shamrock Gales half and we weren't scoring, and that point is frustrating. The scores came when we needed them. At the very start of the second half, we needed to get scores. We hit the post twice, we went close, we put a few wide. At that time, times like that, you wonder, is anything going to happen? Are you going to get the scores? Thankfully, the time came.
In your opinion now, from your viewpoint, what was the turning point in the game for you?
The turning point in the game? Naturally the goals, particularly the one that came down the length of the field. The first goal was a bit scrappy, the second one really killed it off. Because they had Eamon O'Hara, they came back and they scored 2 points, and we needed to keep the momentum going again because we looked as if we were losing it. So the goals really turned it.
Grand. Well, thanks very much, Pádraig. Congratulations once again. I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations around a Clare and Tualastown. It'll be here getting into Gordon's tonight.
We might find something to do.